There, this is Dana Arcuri, author, speaker, and wellness coach. Today, I'd like to talk about benzodiazepines, but this really truly can cover many other areas of health, not just mental health, but also physical health. But before I get into the topic today, I need to say a little disclaimer that I am not a doctor and I don't claim to be a doctor, and I cannot give medical advice. And anything I share is my own personal experience. And so, keeping that in mind, let's move forward today. And I'd like to say, many of you are contacting me and you're asking me for help and you're telling me about your challenges with either Cymbalta or some form of benzodiazepine or whatever medical conditions that you're facing today. And I really want to be there for you. I understand what it's like to be down and out and to be living a real life nightmare where you're in darkness and you're plagued with a lot of physical and emotional discomfort, and you just want to get better. You just want your life to move on because this isn't the way to live, because you're not thriving, you're suffering. And I know all about suffering because many years ago, I was diagnosed with the fibromyalgia and herniated discs, and slowly my doctor started prescribing medications, and one drug led to another. And while nobody forced me, okay, let's make it clear, nobody forced me to take these drugs, but I'm looking back through hindsight, and today I wish I would have advocated for myself a whole lot more 8 years ago. 5 years ago, okay? Whatever. I wish I would have done more. I wish I would have done more research, but I can't sit here and get caught up in what I didn't do. And I wouldn't want you to sit back and let that prevent you. Whatever you're going through, I wouldn't want to see you also battle yourself and berate yourself for not doing something that maybe you could have done that you neglected to do, because I've been there and I've done that. Okay, so let's just start off. You know what? We're human. It's okay to make mistakes. And you know what? Let's get to the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter is this: we trust our doctors, or at least we want to trust our doctors. And I'm not saying as a whole that doctors or the medical community are wrong or doing anything to harm us. I'm simply suggesting that sometimes doctors don't know us. We know our bodies better than anyone else, and sometimes we need to let that intuition ring true to us to bring us to vibrant health in a more natural, gentle fashion. However, as far as myself, I am the first to admit that 8 years ago, it was easier to just listen to my doctor, to follow his directions. When he says, you need to do A, B, and C, I did it. I didn't second guess my doctor. And so, the lesson learned is do your homework, do your research, go ahead and start becoming a conscious consumer. And see if that can help you. If nothing else, you'll educate yourself. You'll gain more knowledge. And you know what? Knowledge is power. We need knowledge because knowledge can equip us to make the right decisions and to give us wisdom. And I'm all about that. So let's just keep that straight and up front. Next would be, there's a lot of people who are contacting me and they're asking me, hey, what do I do? How long did it take you to get off your meds? How long did you taper? What worked for you? What do I do? How do I do it? And I need to just say this up front. There are no clear-cut answers. I wish I could say, just do this or just do that. But you know what? The truth is, we are all different. We all have our own unique bodies and systems, and we each have our own medical history. So my medical history is not like your medical history, just like your medical history is not like mine. So we have to pretty much respect and appreciate that each person might be in their own unique place, and it might not be identical to one another. And I'm okay with that, and I hope that you could at least respect that. I don't want to lead you down a path that may not work for you. But what I can do is, of course, say a few things that did help me. And whether you agree with it or disagree with it or like it or don't like it, hey, we could do whatever we want with the information we receive. Just like when I was trying to get back my life and I was struggling and I was going through the most wicked withdrawals ever, I didn't know what to do. So I did start researching eventually, and I did start looking into support groups and looking into videos and any kind of knowledge that could help me along my healing path. And I have to say it was extremely helpful for me because it gave me ideas and it gave me some real life yardsticks basically to measure. And it also helped me kind of become realistic that, you know what, if I was on these drugs for a certain amount of years, it's only going to be pretty realistic then that it might take me a few years to get over this when I'm tapering, when I'm going through the steps to lower my dose. And then eventually I was off my medicine, and then I was free from medicine in 2011. And then from that point on, I started walking a new journey being medication free, but I still had problems. I still had symptoms. I still had major big time issues that I had to overcome. And so I have to say that self-care is number one. And it's not easy because let's face it, when you don't feel good, you don't want to take care of yourself. It's easier if maybe someone else takes care of you. But the truth is, we need to learn real ways that we could take care of real problems. And I believe for me that self-care enabled me to take back a little control. Because let's face it, when you're going through withdrawals and you're going through horrific times of really difficult symptoms, and you feel like you're not living and you're not even functioning, you need to find some kind of control. And control's a big issue because we don't feel like we have control and we want it. And it's not easy. So one way to gain some form of normalcy and control is to think to yourself, what can I do with what I have right now on my own independently and take care of myself? And so I started thinking, okay, and I was thinking, what can I do? And I thought to myself, you know what? Everyone is different. Every personality is different. Someone who is an introvert may want a very calm, very quiet atmosphere where they could deal with the whole self-care. Whereas an extrovert might want to be with people. Maybe they want to be in a social environment. Maybe they prefer being a little more active because of their personality. Looking back on my own self though, even though I am a social butterfly and I am an extrovert, for whatever reason, during my recovery process, I did not want to be around people. I needed just to soak into that quiet time, to kind of separate myself from the noise and the distractions and the things that could possibly hinder my progress. And in all honesty, there are sometimes people who can hinder our progress, and they don't understand us. They might be our loved ones, they might be our friends, they might be our pastor or people we go to church with. But unless they are walking our path, they can't consciously understand what we're going through because they've never been down that road. And so I respect that, and I hope they can respect me. But I had to come up with my plan, and my plan was this. It wasn't about being social. It wasn't about interacting with other people. If I chose once in a while to go on a Facebook or some form of social media, I usually headed right on over to a private benzodiazepine support group on Facebook in which I could vent, in which I could chat with people, in which I can ask questions, in which it was okay to just say what was going on, and people didn't judge me. People were kind to me. People encouraged me. And at that time, at that season, I needed that. But I didn't spend a lot of time on social media. I'll be honest. I preferred to just be alone in my bedroom, doors locked, because I wanted to just protect my environment and heal. And so for me, I decided simple things. Soaking in a hot bath with some essential oils or some Epsom salts. It was soothing for me. I can't say if it will work for you. I'm only speaking for myself. But for me, it was calming. It also helped my muscular pain. It helped reduce the inflammation. And when I put a couple drops of lavender essential oil in my bathtub and for 30 minutes, I just totally immersed myself in the water, literally up to the chin in water. And it was quiet. Lights off. I might have, on occasion, put some candles, scented candles around the bathroom because I felt like it promoted this tranquil environment and I really needed it. I needed tranquility. I needed peace. And it was my 30 minutes of escape. It was my little escape in my little paradise. And it really did work wonders. And another thing I did is I started getting into diffusing essential oils. And so I had a diffuser and I would pick calming oils, even other than lavender. I really liked bergamot was a good one. Bergamot is great for depression. It's uplifting. It's calming. I mean, hey, at that time in my life, I really needed it. And sometimes I even topically used essential oils because I really believed that it could promote my wellness and it could help calm me down and just bring me comfort. And while I could say it may not work for everyone, I'm speaking solely about myself. And another method that I used that I really do recommend this. I can't imagine anyone not doing well with this, but you know what? To each his own. But for me, what worked was listening to soothing sounds. So I set up my bedroom in an environment that was a calm atmosphere. I let my family know that for 1 hour, they were not to knock on my door. They were not to contact me in any way. No texting me. No pounding on the door saying, hey, Mom, I need to do ABC. Just give me time, peace and quiet. This is mom time. And so my family respected that. And I had the lights down low. Usually I did light some candles, have the essential oils diffusing. And I turned on the tranquil sounds that really, really resonated within my own spirit. Sounds such as the ocean waves and the seagulls up in the sky. Sometimes I listen to just like little guitar sounds or the pitter-patter of raindrops. And this really did calm me. It helped me just kind of catch my breath and it helped me be still. And then I started thinking about gratitude and I started thinking, wow, you know what? What if I start every day practicing gratitude? What if every day right here, I think about 5 things. I have a hand and I have 5 fingers and I put my fingers together, okay? And I have 5 fingers and I would do this. I would literally lay there in my bed. My legs would be propped up and I had a blanket over me if I was chilly. And I'd have my hands like this. And I would begin with 1, say, here you go, the pinky. And I'd be like, all right, 1, what am I grateful for? And I'd think, I'm grateful I'm alive today. I'm grateful the sun is shining and I'm getting some vitamin D. I'm grateful that my husband's working and can pay the bills. I'm grateful that God is with me, and even if I am in the dark, He is faithful. I am grateful that I have children who love me, and that it's okay that I'm not super mom. And then I would go off onto these, the list of 5, and usually every day I would just try to come up with 5 things that I was grateful for. And I really believe that gratitude is an attitude that could promote wellness, that could really help us, and it's powerful. And speaking of powerful, let's think about our thoughts. Our thoughts are powerful. We have the ability to say no. Say, no, I'm not going to think about all the horrible things that happened to me and what I went through and how I almost lost my life and how I was in so much pain or how right now I am in physical agony. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to dwell about it. Okay, it's happening and I can accept that it's happening. Okay, fine. But it's not going to define me. My pain is not going to define me, and your pain doesn't have to define you either. And so we have to think about our thoughts and be aware of what we're thinking and what's going through our mind, because it's powerful and it really can make or break our recovery. And so you have to start telling yourself little affirmations out loud. Speak it, believe it, say it. Today, I am healthy. It doesn't matter if in reality you're not healthy, because the truth is you're speaking it. And when we speak it, we're bringing it to life. We are pouring out blessings on ourselves through affirmations. So you could say your little affirmations and use your creativity to come up with what works for you. You know, there are days I would just wake up and I'd say, I am thankful for a new day. And today is going to be a great day. And today I'm going to focus on self-care. Today I'm just going to breathe. And, you know, you have affirmations that could build some confidence in you, that could help you on a more positive journey. And if you need to, write down a few of these positive affirmations. Just jot them down on an index card or a piece of paper and literally post them in your face somewhere near you. Whether it's on your mirror, so every time you look in the mirror, it's right there and you could see it. And it's a reminder every day. You know, maybe it says, just breathe, be still. And so you see this every day and it reminds you, you know what? Inhale, exhale, just breathe, let it go. Live, flourish. And so once again, I don't know if my little self-help methods will work for you, but I think it's something that worked for me. And I can only hope and pray that you could come up with your own affirmations, that you could start working towards positive thinking and start trying to shut off that negative voice trying to block your progress and say, this isn't how the chapter ends. This isn't how the story ends. It's going to have a better story. There is going to be a happy ending. And so if you want to connect with me, you could go to my website, danaarcuri.com. If you are someone who's a believer or someone who is into inspiration, you may be considering my devotional, Harvest of Hope, Living Victoriously Through Adversity. It's a 50-day devotional, and I really believe that there's definitely things inside this book that could help you along your journey and could improve your mindset and give you some ideas on how to keep walking the walk, even on those days where we just don't feel like we have the strength. Because even when we don't have the strength, God has the strength and He is enough. And if you'd like to read about my own journey with the fibromyalgia and the Cymbalta nightmare, the benzodiazepines, you could also check out my other book, Harvest of Hope, Living Victoriously Through Adversity. This one is the memoir, which shares my own rock bottom moment. And I hope that it could give you hope. And I hope that you could continue just walking and moving forward, even if it's a tiny step. It's okay. Baby steps are fine. The trick is to just keep moving. Thanks and have a great day.